guys, welcome back. It's Shelby and today we are in a bit of a rush. I'm just coming home from work and I need to go out, but I need to go out with a homemade appetizer. Well, it doesn't really need to be homemade, but it's gonna be homemade and it's gonna be delicious and it's gonna be fast. I'm gonna show you how I do it because I've got a couple no-fail recipes that always get me out of hot water when I'm in a pinch because I leave everything to the last minute, as you may know by now. But I will link or at least list everything you need down in the description along with my socials. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Let's get into it because we do not have time to waste tonight. Okay, quick side note while everything is baking, although you won't know that because I'm putting this in the video prior to that, but I realized I forgot to tell you what we're going to make, and you probably want to know that. But it's going to be a puff pastry rosette stuffed with two different types of filling, so two different flavors, one in each little rosette bud bun. One is caramelized onion and the other is a feta cucumber. So super delicious, super fancy, super easy because we're going to cheat our way through it. Here we go. Okay, so just take any puff pastry that you want from the store and let it defrost according to the instructions. And for the inside of your little rosette buns, you really can use anything you want. I find dip works great because it already comes in a variety of really yummy flavors. These two are from Good Foods. They're caramelized onion and feta cucumber, but really use anything you want that's pre-made. The whole point of this is that it's super fast and cheating, and these are fantastic. Start off by spraying your pan so nothing sticks to it. So just put down some wax paper or some flour to your work area. Unroll your thawed puff pastry dough, just like that. And you're going to want to cut this into 9 little sections. Just make them into even little squares. All right, I'm just going to take one square at a time just to kind of show you what we're doing. But basically what you're going to want to do is just cut the edges just into little diamonds. So just cut diagonally from the corners. Make sure you leave a little space in the center. Just like that. Now take one of your dips, doesn't matter which one, we're making both. Put a little dollop, don't need very much, right in the center, a little bit more than a teaspoonful, maybe borderline tablespoon, but any more than that and you're pushing it. And then just roll up your edges like a little rosette. Finished bun should look something like this. And that can go right into your sprayed muffin pan, just like that. I'm gonna get this full and then we'll pop it in the oven. So now just go back to the dough that you put to the side and do literally the exact same thing. You're just cutting from this slightly out from the center towards the outside edge, but make sure that you go to the corners and not perpendicular to the edge of the dough. That's going to give you the best result because there'll be a little unslit flat part in the center for the dip itself to sit on. Make sure you mix up which dips you use in your buns. You're going for a nice variety. If you've got two going like I do, probably about 50-50. Once you get your dip on the center, you're going to want to start rolling up the sides. It really doesn't matter which one you start from, but I did find going opposite edges worked. So if I started with the edge on one side, I would go for the next side and then, towards me and away from me. Or if you start towards yourself versus away from yourself, just the two outside edges from each other, do those, and then wrap the other ones up. I found worked the best for me. Look at this one. That one is perfect. Perfect little rose. Doesn't matter which ones you put them in. Flavors will all get mixed up anyway. So pastry doughs, at least the kind I bought, come with 2 in the package. I'm making both. I did have a rather large muffin pan for this, and as you could tell, 1 did not completely fill it up. 2 is too many, and I'll have a little bit left over, but that's not a big deal.
So just unwrap the second pastry dough and make your cuts in it. Same as the first, you can get fancy and do them all at once, but it's essentially the same thing. Make sure you put in about half of them of one dip flavor and about half of them of the other, or if you're doing even more flavors, you can mix it up like that, no big deal. Fold each little petal up one at a time from the opposite sides until you've got all of your little lovely rosettes. I'm stacking them close together by each other because, I don't know, I'm not sealing the dough or anything with like egg whites or water. So this just kind of helps them hold themselves together while they're waiting to go into the pan. But just drop them in the pan and get them in the oven.
And you even have a little bit of dip left over for chips.
And bake these at 410 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes.
All right, fresh out of the oven, and if you were thinking, oh my god, those look delicious, you are correct, because oh my god, those look delicious. I'm going to get them out of the very hot pan and onto a cooling rack to just kind of cool off for a little bit. Oh my god. Can you hear the flaking of the pastry dough? So good. Ooh, that's hot. Look at that. Perfection. Hot, 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 hot perfection. God, people are gonna love these. So this is one of the cucumber feta ones. Look, it's just the cheese on top. Yummy, yummy. I have a couple more that need to bake because of my pastry dough. Just how many it made and how many fit in a pie or a cupcake tin at a time. Just gonna pop those 6 in and get those in the oven. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So you can see that's the feta and that is the caramelized onion. They are still molten hot. And even though I'm so tempted, I know better than to stick something that is 400 degrees into my mouth. Slash not really, because I do it all the time with pizza and I always regret it like a second later. All right, last little bit that you probably want to see is the taste test. Slash you probably don't want to see it because they're so good and you don't get to have any, so sorry. This is what one looks like. This is a caramelized onion one. So you can see where I made the cuts, but nothing really leaked out, which is great. It's got a really lovely size. Fits right in your palm. You can feel the crisp, crackly texture of the pastry, which is really good. I am by no means experienced in describing food, so if I totally butcher this, sorry. But yeah, so maybe you can hear it. Oh yeah. So good. Super, super good. So on the inside, the dough's a little bit softer. You can see where the dip kind of kept it soft. So it's the flaky outside, the soft inside. The caramelized onion dip is slightly sweeter than the feta cucumber dip. I don't know why, but it is. It's slightly sweet. Not like dessert sweet, but like savory sweet. Super good though, really delicious. You can see kind of the texture. So the inside is like a wonderful kind of soft, gooey, but still very structured dough-like, and then the outside is that crispiness. So awesome, I love these. You're gonna love these, your guests will love these, or wherever you're bringing it. But you've probably noticed by the wall clock behind me that I'm running a bit behind schedule, so I'm gonna wrap this up, but super good. All right guys, so that's it. How easy was that? Oh my God, so fast, so delicious. One of my favorite go-to appetizers when I'm in a rush and I need a semi-homemade product. You could even get fancy and make your own filling if you are so inclined, but store-bought works just fine. Dips work just fine. You could even put in like a nice chunk of cheese. It's still gonna be delicious, people are still gonna love it, and it still is definitely a homemade appetizer. Clean up super easy. You have a knife, a pie tin, and 2 spoons, and then you throw away the wax paper. But yeah, so I'll, list the products I use below. I don't know if I can link them because they're groceries, But yeah, definitely one of my favorite go-to recipes. I'm probably going to be, making some more food-related videos because I do cook in the same way that I do everything in life, which is to find the easiest, stress-free, laziest way to do it with a good result. And I think that might be appealing to some people. So if you do want to see more, give this video a thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.